Hey guys, welcome to the Cookout podcast 2.0. Last year, a couple of years, we started it up. We had some fun episodes, and we thought we could have a new one. We've got some new cast members, and let's go around and everybody introduce yourself. We've got Syphorce.
Hey, how's it going? Syphorce here.
And we got HarleighQuynn.
What's up, guys? HarleighQuynn.
We have Anca.
Hey, everybody. I think I'm here temporarily, but hey.
We were going to have King Ether here today, but he couldn't make it. So Anca is filling in for him. And Syphorce and Harley are here as guest spots, just to talk about little things, what's coming on, and what we're going to try and do something new for the Cookout podcast. We're going to have like an after show, live after show on Twitch, where we can, listen to your thoughts and comments about the podcast and what we discussed, and if you want to talk about anything extra. And Syphorce will be the main lead on that, and he's looking for a co-host. And HarleighQuynn has stepped in.
Hey,
Kick down the door.
Yeah. So, yeah, basically, I mean, if there's anything you guys want to go around the table, if you want to talk about maybe a little bit more about yourself, in particular, Syphorce, HarleighQuynn, like, who wants to start?
Sure. How's it going? Syphorce here. I've been streaming for about 2 years before I discovered the Cookout. Where have you guys been my whole life? I've been looking for people of color on Twitch my entire time here, and it's always been just like scroll, look for a black face, and then hey, you meet a new friend. But now we're all here as a big collaborative group of people of color trying to make it out here. So yeah, I volunteered to do I don't want to call it after show, but the Saturday live show, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be exactly like what you guys are listening to right now. But instead of you just talking to the screen and yelling your thoughts, you can talk to us directly.
Yeah, I agree.
It'll be great. Can't wait.
Can I ask how long you've been in the Cookout, roughly?
I've been in the Cookout since TwitchCon 2018, so October. So what is that, like 4 or 5 months?
Oh, so you met? So did you meet people at TwitchCon?
Yeah. I actually met Denny in person, and he handed me the little Cookout card that had a whole application process to it. It was
the invitation,
really
yeah.
Yeah. I thought it would just be like, hey, here's a Discord link, come through, but nah. I realized a lot of people in this group have been, attacked, and there's a reason why there's so much shroud over the group. So it's really cool. I feel like I'm a secret agent.
That's right. Secret Cookouts. Harley.
Men in Black.
Yeah, HarleighQuynn. Well, I'm glad you found us though. But yeah, HarleighQuynn.
Okay, let's see. So I'm a baby, actually. I just started streaming. Yeah, I just started streaming in November, full time. Not even full time, but for real. Because I was streaming just for my best friend, because we worked retail, and there would be some days we'll be at work with no customers. So she would be like, get on so I can watch something. And it's like, okay. But after a while, people started coming into the stream, and I was like, wait, am I entertaining? Do you guys really want to watch? Okay, cool. So it was around my birthday in November that I decided to go ahead and start this streaming thing.
And how are you finding it? How are you finding Twitch?
I absolutely love it. So I'm on Twitch and really. I'm hungry. Mm-hmm. I'm on Twitch and Mixer, and I love it so much. It's so cool. People get so bored, in that you actually want to just sit and watch somebody else play a game that you're never going to finish. It's perfect.
So you're one of those streamers that never finish anything.
Man, my backlog is so bad right now.
Yeah,
it's horrible. But I can't remember how I found the Cookout. I'm pretty sure I was in one of Denny's streams on Twitch, and I'm just going to call myself a assassin, because I just kind of infiltrated and just came in here.
Yeah, because you've been here for at least over a year or so now.
Yeah, I was in I'm very quiet. Thank you. I'm very quiet. But I was in here before I even became a streamer when I just like to view people. So
yeah, that's why I questioned you. Like, your baby, like I
well,
know
I'm a
you
baby
from.
streamer.
Yeah, that's why when you said that, I was like, huh? Because I've seen you around. I don't know you, but I've seen you around for a while. So I was like, huh?
I've been
okay.
Here. I've been hiding in the corners, but as far as streaming, I'm a baby.
Okay, no worries. And Anca.
Oh no, I thought I was just gonna avoid this part. Okay.
Nah. No.
All right, hey, everybody. Again, my name is Anca. I got my name Anca from my nephew because he couldn't pronounce Bianca, so he just started calling me Anca. So I just ran with it. But I've been streaming since 2016. Was on Mixer first, and then I eventually got on Twitch. So I'm still on Mixer, Twitch and Mixer, and I do creative and game streams very, very spontaneously. I'm not a consistent streamer at all, but people still show up, so I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. But I don't remember exactly how I found the Cookout. I think I was just looking for like a group of Black girl gamers, and then of course that group Black girl gamers popped up, but I couldn't figure out how to join their group or whatever. So then I was just scrolling, and I was like, oh look, the Cookout, and I was like, I wonder if I can get invited to the Cookout, because there's that running joke, So
no, it's a legit thing,
right? So
you need to be invited to the Cookout.
Right. So basically how that happened was I was going to fill out the application for the Cookout, and then I DM'd somebody on Twitter who was running the Cookout account, like, hey, you can see people's form responses. And then, like, I guess 3 days later, y'all sent me an invite to the group. And I was like, oh, hey. But I just absolutely love this community. I've quickly become everybody's little sister. And y'all just a loving group, and I'm so glad I finally found people I can actually relate to and use, and just culturally, just even that. And then just, it's just nice to be around people who understand you, But other than that, that's about all I can think of to say.
No, I understand that. I get that. Were you there before TwitchCon?
No.
No, you were after, like, December, November, right?
Mm-hmm. Like after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. And you're now a mod. Don't forget that out. Hello?
Yeah. Hello? Yeah. Everybody thought it was so nice, and I became a mod. And I just love it.
I just want to, like, mention that because you were here a short period of time, but you become mod quickly. So I just want everybody to know that it's not about longevity. It's not like how long have you been in the Cookout before you can actually get into a certain staff member status. It's about your thought process and then how willing you are to participate and how you conduct yourself. So that's what we look for. We're not looking for, oh, you need to be in the Cookout for 2 years. Like it's not. Yeah, we ain't doing that. It's about who you are as a person. And if you think you're responsible enough to take that extra responsibility, But that being said, my name is TemptressTeelia. You can call me Teelia, or T, or T Hugger. I'm okay with that. I've been in the Cookout for maybe like from the second, maybe third week that it started. So I've been by Denny's side for very, very long time and seen a lot of things. So I would say we started in 2017, April, May, and I probably joined around about like end of May. I know for sure I was here by June. And so I've seen the changes. I've seen the changes of of ownership and things like that, and going forward. And I would say that now, in terms of my role, I'm more. In the beginning, I wasn't anything. I was just helping out here and there. And I think mostly at the end of 2017, like mid 2017, end of 2017, I was more of an admin role and more of like a right hand person to Denny with other people to support him. And now it's more like, okay, now I'm taking on more of a role. I've been here for the longest and I understand Denny's vision. So I'm here to support him and whatever we need to go forward. And funnily enough, I didn't want to join the Cookout when I first heard about it because I didn't think that I was black enough to come to the Cookout, like legit.
Ooh, that's a message.
Seriously. Yeah, like I'll keep it 100. It's on the Twitter. You actually, if you go back on my Twitter account, I actually say, but I'm not black, so why would I come to the Cookout? And then he was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Because if anybody doesn't know, like my heritage is mixed race, half Ghanaian, half white, but I'm quite light skinned, so I can pass as white. I'm not gonna try and sugarcoat that shit. Like people wouldn't think I'm mixed race unless either you see my hair and it's for glory, or you actually have a conversation with me and you realize, okay, you're not someone that okay. So.
Do you not feel black in your everyday life?
I don't identify as black. I identify mostly on mixed race because of the way I've been treated in the past. So it was a real struggle. And I would say that joining the Cookout has helped me identify more with my blackness. Not to say I was shunning my blackness. My family is black. I've raised in a black culture. I would say I'm more black than I would be. Like in terms of identifying to a culture, I identify more to a black culture, but I never felt like I belonged. So by joining the Cookout, it helped me heal those things. And I'm still not over it 100%, but it helped me feel more comfortable in being around other people of color and being comfortable with who I am and not thinking, oh, you're looking down at me because I'm light skinned or whatever feelings I've had in the past where I've had those experiences. So yeah, I'm just on the other spectrum of colorism. Like I'm not on the other side.
Why did you feel like you needed to be black in order to join the Cookout?
Because that's how I've been treated in the past by people of color, by black people, by even mixed race people that are darker. That they wouldn't validate my heritage because the way my skin was. So they won't believe I'm mixed. They'll be like, "Why are you like? Well, are you sure? Are you sure?" I've actually had people. Are you sure you're mixed race?
So, I've never heard this before. Like,
yeah.
So. Wow.
I understand what you're saying. The reason why I asked that is because there's more than just black people as part of the Cookout.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think the motto is for black people by black people.
Exactly.
And people of color covers everybody, really. Like, most people.
And I'm glad that it is that. And hopefully, by me being here, if there's anybody out there that is really hesitant, like, oh, I don't know if I could join that, because they've experienced what I've experienced in my past, I'm here testament that it's really not about just black people join. It's not like just a black space. It is a people of color space, first and foremost. It just so happens that majority that are here are black, and that's okay. So yeah, I'm happy being here. It's helped me heal. Everybody's cool. I've rarely had any in-house fighting or anything like that. We're all like jamming, and we're like, thank God we're in a space that we can just be ourselves. And there's a lot of things I wanna achieve the Cookout with everybody's help. And it's a great community to come up and. But I can go and talk about that for ages. We can. Yeah.
Well, as long as you feel black, you're black to me, Teela.
I'm mixed race, so like I will still maintain I'm mixed race. Like I was, because if my thought and stance is, if I say I'm black, then I'm denying my mother's white. So by saying I'm mixed race, I'm taking all of my heritage, all of my culture. I'm black and white, and even the mixed race culture as well, because that's a completely different culture. As much as you think it might not be, there is a difference of how you feel, where you belong, and it's something different than being a little bit darker or a little bit lighter, So I embrace all of that. I'm taking that all in, and I'm gonna. Me personally, I say I'm mixed race, so then I know I'm true to myself and who I am. You know, that's just me.
I feel you.
Yeah, it's all good though. But moving on to the next thing though, I'm just wondering because we're in the cookout. Has it? What is it? People been cooking this couple of past days. Anybody cooking anything nice? I'm not gonna ask Anca.
Wait, why not? Why are we not?
Because I know you've been making nachos and chili.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Oh god, that was fun.
No. I just want to point out, y'all like to make fun of me because I can't cook. Okay, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
you can make a bowl of cereal. That's pretty easy.
That's not cooking though. That's not.
Can you make noodles? Can you make like ramen noodles?
Not from scratch.
You can't make it from flour, but I can definitely make it.
I mean, I'm talking about right out the pack.
Oh, what?
Absolutely.
You consider that cooking? Oh Lord, oh my God, that's not cooking. That's heating it up.
I mean, it involves boiling water and putting the right seasoning. So, I mean, it's close.
If you add a fried egg on top, you cooked it.
Look, man, if you put a little pork cutlet in it, you got it.
I lived with somebody my junior year of college, and kid you not, it was the third day we moved in. I was sitting in the kitchen trying to go over my syllabus and stuff, and I look in the microwave, it's turning black inside. This girl didn't put the water in the ramen cup.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
She's trying to kill you.
Yes.
That stuff ain't safe to inhale.
It's not.
It's barely good to eat. You know it says on the cup noodle package, do not put this in the microwave. We all do it anyway. But it definitely says that on the cup noodles packaging on the styrofoam.
You're supposed to boil the water and let it sit.
See?
Okay,
that styrofoam tastes so good.
Oh Lord! So this is how I don't eat cup of noodles because I think cup of noodles are whack. I said
Heathen.
Whack.
Heathen, heretic.
Right.
What? Noodles is life.
However, there is a certain ramen noodles that I will eat. Is it an Indomie ramen noodles that come in a plastic wrapping, so you have to take them out and then put them in a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So then I will put the water in there with the seasoning, put a little bit of my own seasoning in there because I'm just saying, and then I put it in the microwave. And I like to overcook them, so I'm fine with it being really ultra soft and a lot of like a miso kind of soup. Now, if I really wanted to be extra fancy, I'm like, yo, I need a little bit of that. What I would then do is like make a little quick stir fry with them things. Like add a little bit of meat up in there, blah blah blah, and then use the seasoning and that for like a soup, and then put the meat and stuff like that in there. So I'm having a legit miso soup. It's no longer ramen noodles. It's like miso with ramen noodles.
I usually add vegetables and stuff if I make the ramen noodles.
Spice it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you can try not to use the seasoning pack because that's so much salt in there.
It's so much
it'll give
salt.
you
it's pure sodium that you're throwing on there. Yeah.
Literally, you're basically just drinking salt, a bag of salt.
Do they even make like salt-free seasoned salt?
No, I don't think they do. Like it's just a bag of salt.
That'd be amazing if they could.
Salt-free seasoned salt. I mean, mine is our number one ingredient.
Isn't that Mrs. Dash?
I mess with Miss Dash OD because they have no salt in their seasoning.
Yeah.
Oh really?
It is so good. Yeah, it's just chopped up vegetables.
Wow.
Really, chopped up vegetables and herbs.
Exactly.
No salt.
Like hardcore. Like I know people keep on going on about it. It's like, oh, you need to put salt and pepper. But if you really know how shit, you can actually make things to really taste flavorful if you put the right type of, like celery tastes like pepper, like all of these things that you can put in there that can actually, all these root vegetables that really give some substance and go to your food, like some depth to your food. I swear there was one guy, we were watching Anca cook, and someone was saying that they don't like onion. I was like, what? They don't cook with onion? I thought this was mad crazy.
Yeah.
For some people, salt and pepper is too spicy anyway.
That's what? Who said that? Oh, Lord Jesus.
I remember seeing that. I was like, what? This is great.
I mean, I love y'all. Jesus, I don't. Oh God. But yeah. So, I mean, we could. Go on. Sorry.
Go on. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No. Go. I'm talking too much.
Okay, I don't know if y'all ever had steakums or not, but listen, if you're trying to make a really quick, okay, so it's like a really thin slice of beef, and you get like 6 in a pack, and
like a beef patty.
Not really a patty. It's like, imagine if it was beef in crepe form. It's really thin.
Like a thin cut.
Yeah, like it's super thin. Okay. Yeah, it takes like it takes literally not a second. It takes literally 60 seconds to cook this. But listen, if you're trying to make a really good, quick Philly steak, get some steakums, get some onions, get some provolone, get some mayonnaise, just a little bit of mayonnaise. I know everybody don't like mayonnaise, but listen, just get a little bit of mayonnaise and some green pepper.
Okay.
It's good if you're trying to cook on a budget. Let me tell you.
I'm gonna substitute that mayonnaise for some barbecue sauce, and I'm with you.
No, but you know what? Mayonnaise, don't. Everybody be saying, mayonnaise is whack. I think your American white mayonnaise must be a hell of a butt crack, because our mayonnaise over here, like it's actually decent. Like you would eat mayonnaise with chips and things like that. Like and we would put it in. Yeah, we have like burger sauce, which is ketchup and mayonnaise together, and we put it in the burger. Like that's a legit thing.
That's interesting that you said that, because when I went to Paris when I was 9, and I couldn't eat eggs and stuff when I was that age, but so of course I couldn't eat mayonnaise. But when I went to Paris, I could eat the mayonnaise over there. So I don't know,
because the eggs is the way it's the way the eggs are treated. So you have to understand, you guys have the most healthiest food. Your food is laced with so much rubbish.
Yeah, and our chickens are bred in the factory, so that's probably why our mayonnaise quality is so bad.
Yeah, probably. I mean, we do have caged hens here, but we also do have a lot of farms here and free range eggs over here as well. So I guess it's a bit different, and we don't add a lot of preservatives and stuff like that to the feed and things. So our food doesn't last as long in terms of shelf life, but it's not full of steroids, and I mean it does have something, but it's not got a lot of like the meat is not plumped with extra water or anything like that. It's like
I realized that when I lived in Germany, like I went in, I was like, why is this refrigerator so tiny? How do you store your food? And then they was like, yeah, we don't keep the food that long. You buy what you're going to cook. Otherwise it'll spoil. And I was like, that's so smart.
I wonder how much more time they use to shop for food compared to us. Like I shop, just once a week, or maybe like once every 2 weeks. I buy a whole lot of food, store it all in my fridge. And I don't have to. I live by myself, but I don't have to go shopping that often. Like I'm sure if I had a smaller refrigerator, I'd be going every day to go shop for food, or it'd be part of my routine to be like, "What am I going to eat tonight? Let me go buy it fresh." Right. So it's 2 different types of lifestyles.
Mm-hmm. I mostly fresh. I would buy meat, and I know like I buy a certain type of meat, but I'll probably go like maybe twice a week. So one for like on the weekend, one for any of the like the larder stuff and anything that I'm really out of, and then halfway through the week I would go for game for like dairy or anything like in between, like the extra meat or whatever. The things that go off quickly. Yeah. Yeah. I don't need to go in there every day, but then I don't have. It's just
Y'all don't use freezers?
Yeah, we have freezers, but it's not big.
They're tiny.
Like it's the size of the fridge, like literally the size of a fridge. We don't have like American style freezers. We have like what do you call them? Box refrigerators. Mm-hmm. The ones that you put them in an apartment, like just them little. Yeah, we tend to have those type of, only because now we've been seeing too many cribs on MTV that we've seen all you nice sexy double door fridges. That is like coming over. It's coming over here. Like people are like, oh, I want myself an American fridge. I made it. Like literally, if you have an American fridge in your house in the UK, be like, yeah, I'm stylish. Like it's a novelty item. It's not something.
Wow,
that's interesting.
Yeah,
you gotta store food for the apocalypse, for when like all the rain is coming and you want to go outside. Doesn't it rain a lot in the UK?
Yeah, it rains every day to the point where we go out anyway, So
ain't nobody got time to be going out getting wet to buy a box of cereal and some milk.
If it's raining, I don't go nowhere.
But the thing is, if it rains like 80% of the time, what are you gonna do? How you gonna work? How you gonna live? You just walk out. People walk around in the rain. People don't care over here. They don't care.
I see. It's like that in Florida. It could rain at any moment and it'd be torrential downpour.
Oh yeah, you are Floridian.
You got to use your umbrella like a shield.
I find it's way too humid in Florida. Like I don't like
it is.
Facts.
Oh, God.
It's horrible.
So
like my hair is like it just goes some next level.
I went from
frizzy.
Well, I went from 40-degree North Carolina weather to 85-degree, 94% humidity Florida weather.
Lord, Jesus.
Right now?
Oh my God. No, it was back in December. It was my first time going to Florida, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can tell you it's like 78 right now. I'm in Orlando.
Must be nice.
What's 78? What, 20?
Fahrenheit.
Maybe like 23, 24 Celsius.
That's a summer over here. That's summer.
Mm-hmm. I'm sipping my lemonade right now.
Must be nice. It's been rainy and 30.
But isn't that cold to you though? That's like legit cold to you though, no?
78?
Yeah, not in Florida. Isn't that cold?
No. That's what? Huh? No, that's like shorts and a tank top and slippers. Flip flops.
I mean, over here it's 15 degrees, which is like 59.
Let me bust up my calculator.
That's warm to me. 59 is warm.
59 is warm.
59 is cold.
Okay. 59 is me. That 59 is a nice, like it's sunny, but it has a nice breeze. There's humidity. Mm-hmm. That's what 15 is for me.
So people start busting out their shorts when it's around 10 degrees Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. That's when people start really certain people start busting out their shorts and their flip flops at that temperature.
Oh, that's normal. Yeah, that's normal.
78 is great. Like you don't. It's not too hot. It's not cold at all. You don't need any type of extra layer. You can go out however you want. It's great.
Oh, okay.
As long as it's not super humid, then not like sweating bullets.
I need that in my life.
Okay.
30 degrees, I think.
I just remember going into Florida, going into a store, and as I'm going into the store, you get the cold air, and then I start sweating because I actually feel the drips of sweat because I never noticed it when I was outside because I just welched in humidity, and I come in like, shit, am I actually wet? Like, what? That's all I used to remember, and I just be so like, oh my God, the cool air, Jesus. Yeah, that's all I remember in Florida, but yeah.
No, the closest I ever been to the UK was Ireland, like in 2001. But I think I went in the summer, so it was like 70s. It was pretty cool. Well,
I want to go to Ireland.
Good.
I mean, what are you talking about? Northern Ireland or Ireland?
I was in Cork. Like I got to kiss the Blarney Stone. All the touristy things back in 2001. So I don't remember it as much. I remember like the only black people that was there was me and my mom and one other person we saw on the bus in the 2 weeks we were there. And we traveled a lot.
You want to know something funny, though? That happened to me in the States, in Arizona. Like when I I lived in Arizona for a couple of months, and I went to the Walmart, and I saw the only other like black girl, and I'm like, hey, and she's like, oh, you're not from around here, are you? And I was like, well, damn.
Did they help us talk to each other? It's a secret?
I was like, oh God, we can't talk? Is that against the rules?
Oh yeah, that's totally against the rules of London. We don't like some people will say that how they do the nod to other fellow black people. We don't do that over here. Like you don't look at anybody. Put your head down.
No.
Oh yeah. Like we don't acknowledge that.
It's 1920s now.
Damn. No, it's not even like that. It's just my ex-husband. He's American. He came here and he started giving the nod every time he walked past black people, which is normal.
We out here,
guys, right? And I get that. Like I understand that he's from Florida. And he did that. And I was walking with him, and the guy looked at him like, "What the fuck are you looking at?" And he was walking, and he looked at me and was like, "Why is he being like that? Like, what did you do?" And he was like, "I nodded at him." So why the fuck are you nodding at him? And then he told me the reason why, and I'm like, "Yeah, people don't give a shit about that. Really, like they don't care."
Damn, where's the community?
Wow, that must be nice.
Where we at, black people? Where we at?
I don't know.
I mean, but the thing is, London, the way I'm living in, really diverse. Like the borough we're in, there is no majority in race. Like everybody has equal amount of diversity. Like if you break it all down, there's all equal amounts. Like there's white people, black people, Asian people, poor. Well, there's not many. Actually, there's Spanish, Brazilian, Eastern European. There's so many.
Have you been in New York before, Teela?
Yeah, I've been twice.
Oh, all right. So like down, say like New York City, New York, right?
Yeah, it's like that.
It is hella diverse. Like
hell.
Every United Nations flag is represented in New York City. Yeah. They probably even have their own neighborhood. Yeah, I didn't realize. I moved from New York to Florida in 2015. I didn't realize how diverse America isn't. Like, yeah, when I came down here to Florida, I was like, damn, it's like really white and 55 and up. Like, this is ridiculous. I thought it would be like, I thought Miami was the whole state. Boy, was I wrong.
Oh, really?
And the Florida man, not rumors, but the Florida man jokes are real. Every day on the news is Florida man threw alligator into drive-through.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
it's ridiculous.
I thought it was a fake story.
No. The one thing that I do know, this is a generalization, and I apologize to any Floridians, that you guys have your own. Like it's almost like you're. People don't want to acknowledge that Florida is part of USA sometimes because of the things that you've got some special type of people in Florida.
You really just want to cut Florida off and just let it drip.
Can we do more than just Florida?
Oh my god! The things I remember going to Florida, and I remember going into the apartment, into my ex's house, and there was a lake. I was like, oh, that's a really nice lake. And I walked over, and as I started walking over, I heard him shout, no, get away from there. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, look, he just pointed, and there's an alligator just coming out. I was like, oh, Jesus. That's right up there, literally. And come out the doorway, the lake is 10 steps. I said, are you crazy? There's an alligator, and you're walking around here. Hey, Jesus, no way. I didn't come out that house unless I was going straight to the car. Not today.
The way you guys see stray cats is the way we see alligators.
What about iguanas?
They out here, man.
That is true.
Feel free to go up and pet them.
What?
I mean, that's the same in Georgia with deer. Like
what?
With deer?
Yeah. Are you serious?
I mean, would deer kill you? No.
I mean, they could if they were running in front of your car.
You get one in a car.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
So, do y'all have like pigeons and squirrels in the UK?
Yeah, we have. Well, really?
There's no pigeons in Florida, but there's nothing but pigeons in New York. Like they rule. The high-rises.
So I would say number one, you're more likely to die in UK from a bee sting. From a bee sting. That's like our number one, I think. And then you've got badgers. I don't know. This is not in order. This is not in order, by the way. We have badgers, which are not bad, but they're all right. There's foxes. Now foxes, they're the rats. They're the city rats. Of London, in my opinion. We have rats, but foxes. Wow. We have rats, but not to the point. Like foxes, they're the bane of my life, and they're protected, so you can't kill them. It's just it's horrible.
I've seen one fox.
It's the foxes. Foxes are almost like your big version of a raccoon, but as a dog. It's like just imagine a dog version of a raccoon that do some craziness.
I feel real country right now. Because I'm like, oh man, I would love to have a fox as a pet.
I thought you were going to say you wanted to eat it.
I'm not that country.
I thought she was ready to start barbecuing and grilling. If it's cold, don't touch it. If it's warm, throw it on the grill.
I'm okay with like country foxes, but urban foxes for me annoy the hell out of me because you can't do anything about them. Whereas the country, no, seriously, there's urban fox and there's the country fox.
So do y'all have dogs? Like,
yeah, we have dogs. What the fuck?
So like, why is it so scary that foxes are around? Like, if y'all have a lot of dogs to protect you.
What are you talking about? The foxes don't care. I have a dog.
Okay.
I have a dog, and if anybody knows me from my stream, like you would hear my dog go off like 2 o'clock in the night because the fox is trying to get into my house. Like
God.
from the dog flat. It's no joke.
Oh,
or I
How
put
big
a
does it
trash.
bark?
My dog or the
Yeah, what
fox?
kind of dog do you have? What kind of dog do you have?
Oh, I have a border collie. She ain't made for that life.
Hey, that's not a protect your house dog.
Yeah, she a worker. She ain't a security dog. Like she ain't that.
You need a dog with some bass in his voice.
Yeah, and I don't really want to do that, But yeah, we're digressing. But yeah, it's safe over here. Okay, we don't have snake. We do have snakes, but not like that. We don't have poisonous spiders. You can't die from a spider. Well, you might if you're allergic. We might have like 1 or 2, but for the most part, we don't have any dangerous animals like that. I don't even know if we even have sharks.
Oh.
It's probably too cold up there. I doubt it.
We have a little bit. I remember seeing whales and maybe 1 or 2 dolphins, depending on where you go, but not like hardcore.
Yeah, global warming is out here in these streets, warming up the waters. Because I remember, when I was in New York City, probably in the mid 2000s, there was several manatee spottings, and normally they live around the Caribbean. So the water was that warm that they were coming up to New York to say what's up.
Oh God!
So, and where the manatees goes and seals go, that's where sharks swallow.
That's crazy.
Please turn the lights off at the end of the night, guys. Let's stop global warming.
Yeah, global boy. Let's not go into that. That could be for another podcast.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So if anybody doesn't already know, Black History Month is this February for the US.
Jesus.
If you don't already know, if I'm gonna be honest, I think you guys need a do-over.
Yeah,
you really do.
Honestly, we need a do-over in everything.
A lot of things have happened in Black History Month to the point where I'm like, really? Really?
We're just gonna wait till October for y'all.
Yeah, I think I tweeted that on the other day. I was like, you could celebrate Black History Month again if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to come over. We have extra days, 31 days,
Right.
And so you have a little bit more time to really sink in, the history of our peoples. It's okay. It's okay.
Ain't that messed up though? They gave us the shortest month out of the year.
Well, we gave us the shortest month of the year.
We did that.
No.
Wait, why?
Okay. Isn't it Frederick Douglass' birthday or something like that?
It was the birthdays. It was the birthdays. That's the reason why they gave February.
Co-signed on this. I need to.
So and then the person that founded Black History Month was actually in the 80s. Imagine, I think it was in the 80s. Is it late 80s or 80s? I'm not sure. It was by a Ghanaian guy, and he came over to the USA, and then he just founded it in London. And he chose October because he's Ghanaian, and in October is the time where all the chiefs and leaders come together and sort out their differences. So he said, let's do it in October just to keep more to the African roots of Black history. So that's why we have October, point blank. That's the reason why. It's a little. See, there's a little bit more substance to it. I'm like, yeah, African roots, it's cool. But last year it was weird. All of a sudden, we started to share the month with International Heritage. I was just like, I don't. It's supposed to be Black History. I don't understand. Can we have another month for International Heritage?
Oh, the International Heritage! Wow.
Yeah. So we started to see International Heritage everywhere, and I was like, why? Where's the Black History?
So what if it's International Black Heritage?
But they didn't put that in the set. They didn't put that. It's almost like it's a PC term for Black History Month, and I was like, but Black History Month is Black History Month. Can we now then add another month for International Heritage for those that are not Black, that do have heritage in the UK, and for Asian people that we're mostly our minorities, we share mostly Asian people like Indian, Pakistani, Bangladeshi. So why can't we have that as a separate month? So it's separated. we're fighting for this month, man. Like, it's not easy as it is, you know. And I don't want to take away from anybody else's heritage and celebrations, but it is what it is, I guess.
So you guys don't have a month for like Asian History Month, or like what is that, Asian Pacific?
No, not really. I mean, we celebrate, like over here, we celebrate their celebratory days like Eid and you know, those things. We have like a proper like party and that. But that's because of the neighborhood that I'm in.
Yeah.
So we respect everybody's religions. Like we have Diwali, which is Hindu. Celebrate. So we it's not a national holiday, but we all know, oh, it's Diwali today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're on point on that regard. I think, me personally, I think we're quite tolerant to other people's religions, and we understand them a little bit more in my area. Okay, I keep on forgetting London is not England, so you know, I can't speak of the rest of England. I can only speak of my area that I live in. Yeah. But yeah, Black History Month. Is there anything that you want to like think that is just like, why? What happened in Black History Month? That is just, why would that happen? Why would you do that? Other than the last couple of days.
Oh,
Which we'll be talking about later. But anything?
I would like to not have one extra day for Black History Month once every 4 years because of leap year. Like, we should take days from other whacker months and add to February so we can have more Black History Month. Like
for whacker months.
What's happening in April or August too? Like the 2A months, like nothing happens there. That's where everybody chills, really.
Oh, for real? I think it'd be cool if you, because everybody is summertime, all the cookouts, you get fireworks, you're jamming. Right. I don't understand why you guys didn't choose. I get it because of federal, you know, birthdays and commemorative, but I don't know. I think August should be the new USA Black History Month. I think because there's 31 days, and over here we actually have two back holidays, and we have like the Notting Hill Carnival over here. So if we add that August on top of, oh my god, and you have Notting Hill Carnival, yo, that'd be awesome. We'll have some, yeah, man.
Doesn't awesome. Carnival take place in like February, March?
No, for.
Is that Caribbean Carnival that takes place in February?
Notting Hill Carnival is a Caribbean Carnival.
Okay, because like
in London, I don't know anybody other carnivals, but that's the biggest carnival.
It probably takes place then because that's when it's warm and people want to be outside. Because like in the Caribbean, February is all year round.
Yeah. February and March, like you guys, like the Caribbean, like they're on point with those things. And I was like, I can't wait. I mean, that's great for us because that's when the flights are cheap to Caribbean. So like, yeah, let's go. But yeah, no. I'm just trying to think. Black History. I do think there was one thing that came up. I was watching the Killer Mike thing where he was talking about Black Friday every Friday. Try and give your community. I think that's a cool concept. I don't know if that's a doable concept, but I think that's something that I'm trying to be a little bit more mindful of. It's very hard here in the UK, though. I think our pounds is probably in the Black community is probably less, even less than 4, maybe 6 hours than what he stated. But yeah.
I liked in his show when he was saying that he tried to buy black, like try to buy everything black. It really that exposed a lot of areas where Black people are not in terms of business.
Yeah.
Like, he tried to make sure every little thing, like, okay, if I'm gonna drink this soda, was the can manufactured by a Black person, was the soda manufactured by a Black person, and was it delivered to me by a Black person, and is the person selling it a Black person? It's like 4 different things for just one product. I thought that was like a really amazing episode that he had and exposed a lot to how much more we have to work towards.
It was scary. It was actually scary, and it was also very sad. And I think he made a statement about, as much as segregation was bad, it was actually probably one of the best times for Black economy and community in that regard, that the money stayed within the community. As much as segregation was bad, it was you were better off monetary wise Imagine. You had more money in your pockets. You had more middle class. Then, like nowadays, it's very hard to be middle class because you're giving your money to people that are outside of your race, which is insane.
I'd like to see more research done on that. Like, how did the quote unquote black economy compare to the rest of the American economy during times of segregation? Because I kind of felt like it was a little short sighted. Like what he said, it sounded like really theoretical.
No, but back in the day they had the Black Wall Street.
Yep, in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah, that was actually quite prevalent.
Mm-hmm. And that got burned down.
Well, it's almost like interesting.
Yeah, it's a good topic to explore,
Yeah, maybe we should do that and have a conversation about that for sure. Yeah, maybe we could do that. I think so. That'd be a good topic. But so Black History Month has kind of been not the greatest, but I think there's been some gems and sparks out of there, especially with some of the things in the beginning. Like I swear there was some craziness in the beginning that set it off really bad. I can't even remember when. I just remember seeing on Twitter, like, really? It's the first day of Black History Month and this is how we started off? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Was it the Fire Festival that started off?
I think it did that job then.
Was it R. Kelly's documentary that started off?
I think, that was in January, I think. That started in January.
I can't remember what had happened, but there was something that was like, really, this is how we're going to start it.
Was it something related to Candace Owens? Something related to her?
No, she was in the middle of February.
I did not even pay attention to her.
She popped up on my... Oh, my God.
I really can't remember.
I don't even want to talk about her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I just
that's
don't.
crazy. And then what's her name that used Martin Luther King Day to announce her president run? That was
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. Yeah. I used to be a stan for her, and then that move, I was like, oh, okay. And then I started
Kamala Harris. Yeah.
Kamala, yeah.
Sorry.
Kamala or Camila?
Kamala.
Kamala. Okay. I used to actually like. I really love her energy and things like that. When I was watching her in the Senate and stuff, and then after that day, around about January, people were talking about her and saying, "No, fam, she ain't here for black people in that way." And then she ran, and then I was like, "Why Martin Luther King Day? Like, why would you do that? That's a bit faux pas. Like, the day after." Like, why are you taking the shine from Martin Luther King? Like, I don't. It's almost like she's trying to reinforce her blackness by doing on that. Like, I'm black because Martin Luther King. Like, that's how I felt when I looked. Correct me if you guys think I'm completely way off, but I really thought that's what her stance was, and I kind of went off with her. Like, I was like, oh, the Democrats. Oh, where we going here? We can't. What's gonna happen? He's gonna run as well, and then Bernie popped up, and that was fun.
I don't even know who.
I love Bernie, but I want him to sit down.
He's too old. He's not going to
sit down.
He's not going to survive that White House.
Oh man, if there's a White House left,
right? Look, listen. If I was 35 and had $5,000 to start my own campaign, I would do it. Since anybody can obviously run for president. So that's
that's so great.
It's a mess, and just like talk about the Harris lady some more. Like, she slipped up in one of her little podcast interviews. She was like,
"Oh, this was recent."
No, it wasn't recent. It was probably maybe a couple weeks ago. But she was talking about,
recent.
Okay.
Yeah, it was on the Breakfast Club.
It was on Breakfast Club. Oh, I never watched that because I was mad at her for announcing on.
I was like, I didn't watch it either. So what happened?
So basically, she was saying, yeah, I listened to Tupac and Biggie in some year, and she was like, yeah, I was smoking weed and all that, but they weren't even releasing music.
So
she was trying to relate.
So she was answering two separate. So they asked her if she smoked weed, and she said yes. And I inhaled, and that was a reference to when Bill Clinton said that he smoked weed, but he he basically just put it in his mouth. He didn't take it down into his lungs and breathe it back out. And then they asked her, like, did she listen to Tupac? Did she listen to Snoop Dogg? And like she said that she smoked weed in college. And then they asked her, it was supposed to be a separate question. Does she listen to those artists? And people have convoluted to say that she was smoking weed in college and listening to Tupac when Tupac never released any music during that time. So, but she was answering two separate questions. But they came back to back. Yeah. So people are like trying to make it seem like she's pandering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She wasn't. Like she was. Well, I mean, I'm not her campaign manager, but when I was watching it, it seemed like she was answering two separate questions. Like, yes, I listened to them, and yes, I smoked weed in college. Not, I did it at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Yeah, I get you. Okay.
I'm trying to educate the children. You know.
I retract.
Yeah.
Us right now.
You could be against somebody. You can be against somebody, but make sure that you know the reason why you're against them. You know, like
Right.
Yeah. I believe in that. Like no, like I can watch something and be like with the Kanye West thing where everybody's going crazy over it, like slavery doesn't exist. Like as much as that really hurt me, I really sat back and I was just like, yo, this man's mental health is deteriorating, and that's not what he meant.
When he said slavery was a choice.
Yeah, slavery was a choice. Yeah, that was what he meant. Yeah, but he actually meant, in my opinion, mental slavery is a choice. But you can see if you watch the interview. I hope you guys will go back again. I like to go back and revisit just to remind myself. And you can see where his mental health, like he realized, like, did I just fucking say that? Like you can see he's like out of body. You can see like his eyes start darting around like, whoa, I just said slavery was a choice when I meant mental slave. Like you could see that he was having a real hard time trying to explain what he meant, and that's when, and then he started going to his, complete opposite of, the Kanye and jumping around and shouting and topic. And that's when I was like, yo, he has mental health issues. We need to help him rather than ostracize him. And then I don't think, but many people saw the rest of the interview where somebody else stood up. It was a black journalist in TMZ. He stood up and he said, "I'm offended, and this is what I'm blah blah blah." And he had a conversation with Kanye about it, and you could see how he changed and he apologized there. Like you could see that he said that like, and then he started ranting about his medication and his health issues, and you could see like this man is hurting. But I digress. That was ages ago.
It's like, you know what? Kanye is a whole nother topic that we can touch on too, because I have so much, like, I want to love him again, but I just can't.
College dropout is over. Graduation late registration is over, unfortunately. I think the closest he's ever going to get to that is Life of Pablo. That was a pretty good album, and he got pretty close to his roots.
What was Life of Pablo? What did he release in Life of Pablo? Because I stopped listening to him. All of the Lights.
Was it
that album?
Waves,
album? The Lights.
Real Friends, Ultralight Beam. That was a great song with Chance the Rapper and someone else who sings gospel.
Kirk Franklin.
Kirk Franklin also. I'm trying to think of I don't know if anyone went mainstream. Probably though. Let me look it up.
Probably not, because like in the UK, I don't know, but I would say after like All of the Lights, that song or Stronger, I can't even remember what it was.
Stronger was pretty mainstream.
Yeah, that was on 808s and Heartbreaks though.
That was on Graduation.
Yeah.
Was I'm thinking All of the Lights. Hold on.
All of the Lights was 808. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I think that's what I didn't buy any. After that album, I stopped buying. I think when he married Kim Kardashian, I think that's when I was like, ooh.
Yeah, after his mom died, he definitely took a turn for the worse.
And this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about, the mental health issue.
Oh, we're actually wrong. Hold on.
Oh, really?
Wrong about what?
Yeah, let's correct something. All of the Lights was actually on his My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy album.
Oh, okay.
So we were wrong.
Wait, Stronger was on Graduation.
Let me double check. Hold on.
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
Yeah. Stronger's on Graduation. So Father Stretch My Hands Part 1. No, Part 2 is where you hear the designer Panda. You know that song.
Yeah.
Oh,
so he sampled that song Panda in Father Stretch My Hands Part 2, and that song hit first, and then Panda became really popular because of Kanye's album. But none of them.
Song.
I don't really remember his songs from Life of Pablo really getting a lot of radio play. But then again, I live in a really white area of Florida, so I can't hear it. I get all my stuff from YouTube, so y'all can tell me better than that.
Well, I don't really.
But the album was fire. This new Ye album, that it can go somewhere.
Let's
trash.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay.
let's not. In fact, I don't think what decent. Yeah, no. I've started not to listen to a lot of rap recently because other than like Chance or Kendrick or J. Cole, like there's not a lot of lyrics type US
you don't
rap
like them?
that I care for. I do like those. I listen to those type of lyrical based that has a little bit more lyrics to it rather than the mumble Migos.
Do you like
really
Logic?
I have never bought or any like I haven't really gone after any of his albums, but I do like listening to some of his work.
Yeah. A lot of his early work, well, even now, I'm not gonna say his early work, but a lot of his work talks about his past, like growing up in I don't know if I'm gonna say drug infested home, but growing up under like abusive parents and struggling with his mixed race culture. Like he talks a whole lot about that, and a lot of his early work, I would say. Now it's more like he's talking about everybody else and like trying to, come together as one and have peace, love, and harmony, things like that. He preaches a lot of positivity, but he's really lyrical. Like he uses a shit ton of words. So if you like lyrical stuff, definitely pick up Logic.
I mean, I remember when he released. I can't remember what the song was called, but he has the lyrics "I'm black, I'm black, I'm white." Can't remember what one it was, and the way he got a lot of flack for that song in the black community, it was almost like you ain't black. Like they were wasn't black. Like he needs to get the hell out. Like why are you saying you black or whatever? And there's a lot of colorism kind of going on. So I have a little bit of a soft spot. I have a little bit of a soft spot with Logic because I can understand his dilemma. Like I understand the situation that he's in terms of colorism. He's light as well. Like you look at him, you might not think he's black, but you could. To me, I can see where there is some black features and things like that. Yeah, I can see that he's mixed, but to some people, it's like, well, you're too light, you can't. So when I hear that, it just reminds me of the things that I go through. So I have a little bit of soft spot with Logic, and the same with Mariah Carey. Like Mariah Carey is like my number one artist for mixed race people. Like she helped me a lot when I as being mixed race. So
Drake is also half black, half white, and
but he doesn't.
J. Cole. But yeah, J. Cole talks about Drake does not.
Yeah, that's the difference, and it's kind of a shame because I think that's something there that he really. I feel that it would be great if he starts, really discussing that, so that a lot of people that are coming up can understand and really can identify with, because it's not easy being mixed race. Not to say that being black is easier or being white is actually. Well, be it. I'm not saying that, but we have our own different struggle. We have our own story. Do you know what I mean? So we need more storytellers of that, so people's hearing different stories, different sides. Was it Lucas Joyner? I think Lucas Joyner.
Yeah, Lucas Joyner.
I love him.
Is he him?
Or Joyner Lucas?
Is it Joyner Lucas?
It's Joyner Lucas.
Yeah, either one. Yeah, I'm a bit too old for that.
I'm not a racist.
Yeah,
that video is powerful. Goddamn.
Yeah, very powerful.
When that black dude he slapped that MAGA hat off his head, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna slap him with him. Get that shit off your head, boy. Like, you know what that means to me? I felt him, man. I felt him.
I think it was a good video because it shows both views. Like when you really deep the conversations that they're both having. It's just that you're in two different worlds. And then you can never forget Childish Gambino. So those are the people that I tend to follow into the world. I'm not really here for Migos, and like even Cardi B. Like in the beginning, I was standing for her. Now I'm like,
you don't fuck with Cardi?
I do and I don't. That makes sense. Like when she got with Migos, she's starting to sound like Migos, and I don't really like the ad lib type rap. Like I don't like Bad and Bougie. Yeah, that's really great, but other than that, I don't really.
What?
Like it really irritates me. Like they really irritate me lyrically.
Do you like her hits? Like I Like It was her and Bad Bunny. Some other artists
I
on
only
it too.
like that.
I really don't like her like that.
Sample.
I really don't.
I've been messing with reggaeton lately, so like I like that song. I like Bad Bunny a lot.
I'm not really. Yeah, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I stand for her. I think the music and the things that she achieved, 100% support. Right. Not going to take that from her. And I think, did she deserve a Grammy for the album? I think so. I think she did a lot of things. I think she did a lot.
Who did she compete with?
What's his name that passed away? I can't even remember. See, these are all people that I don't know. Mac Miller.
She competed with J. Cole with KOD.
Oh, see now J. Cole. But this is the thing. As a lyricist, I could go down the list and be like, I can see where she's lacking, right? But when I look at it at overall compass, and I think, oh, you know what, she deserves that because the things she did, the things that she achieved in a short amount of time. Yeah, she wrote as many of the raps, but she really did. She made an impact in the hip hop culture. You know, like, and I think that's awesome. Like, I think that she's a hard worker and she deserves it. Personally,
I don't really like Cardi like that, but I don't think she's a bad person or anything. But I think it's cool how she speaks up about stuff that's going on in the country.
For real,
I really appreciate that, and even then, like she said in that video about how she's like the country was in a hellhole and everything. She was honest. She's like, I don't know much about this stuff, but I can tell when things are bad.
Bitch, I'm scared.
Right?
That's what she said.
Right. And she got money. Can you imagine? She has money and she's scared. So she's saying what she needs to say, and I respect that. I respect anybody that has a voice, in my opinion, that just not pandering to the money or the money game, as Steve Harvey liked to. Lord Jesus.
She was doing that before she even got as big as she is now, which is
cool. Yeah, that's why people love her.
I think she's tamed down though. I think from Cardi when she released what was it? What is it called? The Red Bottoms? What is the song called? Jesus Christ! Oh, I'm so old. No, the one that she got number one. Her number
Motorsport.
one.
Bodak Yellow.
Yeah, Bodak Yellow. Oh my God, how did I forget that?
That song is fire.
Yeah, so when she released Bodak Yellow and to now, she's nowhere near how she was. Like, either the child mellowed her out, or the PR that she's been having with when she has acted out a little bit more than she could.
To be fair, Bodak Yellow was like a really huge hit, and it's hard to like go above that. It's kind of like Drake trying to go above God's Plan. Like, that was a huge hit, and then like everything else on Scorpion. Well, I guess what was that song called?
I don't think God's Plan is a huge hit for me.
It was like
from Drake.
Billion streams. What's that one that with the dance?
Kiki.
What's the name of that song?
In my feelings.
In my feelings. Yeah, that wasn't even supposed to be a hit. Like, that was like Shiggy who made that like super popular, and then that took off because it became like a YouTube.
And City Girls were in it. Like, I didn't even know that was. I saw the girl that rapped it. Like, I can't remember. Young Miami. Is it Young Miami? I saw her rapping that, and I didn't know who she was. I was like, "Who's this chick?" And that's how out of the game I had been in the rap game. I was like, "Who the hell is this chick?" But I like her verse. It's fire. And then I see the twerking video. I was like, Lord, where did they come? And then I realized it was her. I was like, Lord Jesus, what? I was like, yeah.
Cardi is still out here. Cardi is still going to strip clubs and like working the pole. Cardi's still out here being herself. Yeah. It's just that we don't see it as much anymore because she's trying to protect her brand. But she's still out here.
Yeah, I liked her on the twerking. Like, I liked that type of rap. But when I hear her with motorsport or anything that has Migos, and it was just too much. I don't like that. I like Bodak Yellow. I was like, yes, I love that. Because you could hear the lyrics, you can hear a little bit onto that. There's not a lot of ad-libs and the whoop, and I don't want to hear that. I just want to hear... I get that. I get that from Nicki, and I don't like Nicki. Like,
I don't like her.
So
I'm not saying she is like Nicki Minaj, but when she started doing those things, I was like, "Yo, just stop, man! I can't have another Nicki."
So definitely being with Offset has enhanced all of that in her music, but she's been like that since Love and Hip Hop, making all those ad libs and sound effects.
I know that, but
she's
in terms
been
of her
that
raps,
way.
I'm like Bodak Yellow. I never noticed it. It wasn't as hard, like it wasn't as apparent. But when she became with Migos with the motorsport, and I was like, oh, God, what is this? I actually said, what is this? I was like, what is this hot doo doo trash? Like, I couldn't. I was like, no, please stop.
You miss Tupac, don't you?
I do immensely.
That's all I wanted to hear. That's all.
I miss Tupac. I miss Biggie.
She missed Nas in the 90s.
Yeah. I don't. You know what? I actually don't like Jay-Z. I don't rate him as a rapper like that.
At all. There's no songs you like. He got like 120 more, maybe like 200.
Big Pimpin', but I mean,
you didn't like the ensemble he did with Linkin Park?
I love that.
Yeah, actually, no.
Oh my God,
I'm here for that. They should have did more.
My God,
damn.
Encore mix is my number one Jay-Z song. Yes, I'll give you that 100%.
I love that Jay-Z opened up other Black artists to like work with people outside of their genre, like when Nelly and Tim McGraw did.
I'm really not here for Jay. I'm gonna be honest.
My head. Right.
I just don't think he's I mean,
and then
Nelly really changed the game. Actually, people don't give a lot of credit to Nelly, but he really changed the game in terms of club bangers in the days. He really, you have to give it out to him, and T-Pain as well.
I love T-Pain.
People
I love T-Pain.
Don't realize how much they did a lot for the culture, and then they're talking about Migos is the first, or was it Future's the first person to do all of the auto tune. I'm sitting, I'm like, man, I could go back to Computer Love. Okay,
who is that?
Computer Love.
Yeah, right. Who's that?
Are you really? Like, that's the first auto tune I remember. Let's keep it 100, okay? Like,
the first auto tune was the first person who ever spoken to a fan and started singing. Okay. Let's keep it all the way real. It's the first person who put their hand over their mouth and went. Okay. Let's take it back to the Native American days. Okay.
But yeah, and it just makes me mad when I hit. So I don't like Future. I don't like any of. I don't even like Lil Wayne. Like, I don't like.
Not anymore.
I don't like
Lil Wayne. Turn up to.
Period. I don't like Lil Wayne. Period.
No, I used to love me some old Wayne. I'm sorry to get behind that.
Nah.
My God.
His mixtapes.
Yeah.
His mixtapes are better than his albums.
Of course. The drought. Yeah.
But then I'm just like, why your album's fire? Sorry, I can't give you GOAT status.
But wait.
Bye.
Wait. You don't like any Carters?
Nope.
Any of them?
I don't care. I don't care for his life. Like,
Tilo, do you turn up to Beethoven? Like, what do you turn up to?
She twerked that booty for Bob.
Yeah, right. Like, what do you listen to? Like, all this turn up stuff. He's like, nah, I'm not here for. I need words. I need lyrics.
Why? Hold
opera.
on. How you go from Lil Wayne to opera? Like everything encompassing hip hop. Like, hello, Lil Wayne isn't hip hop. Like,
I'm not with that. I'm with that mumble shit, but yodeling, I'm here for that.
Yo, shit. I'd rather listen to yodeling than actually.
Well, see, like, my issue is I stopped listening to rap because of all this mumble stuff, seriously, because I'm from Atlanta, and so like being from Atlanta, I honestly feel like we have put out greats like Outkast, Dungeon Family, Killer Mike, and then we get Migos, and I'm just like, no, this is it's a disgrace to Atlanta for me. Like, and I can't listen to it. I'm sorry.
You have to change your perception of how you listen to it. Because I felt that way at first too. I got into all the hype of like, oh man, I like this mumble shit. Nah. But then I saw this Vox video. It's a Vox VOX on how Kanye produces his music and how he uses a lot of vocals to produce instrumentals in his music. So if you take a song like Waves, for example, he's using someone like going but like he's like playing it like in like a really melodic way. Well, if you perceive mumble rap as they're just using their voice as an instrument, then it does change the perception on the genre as a whole. Like when they go whoop, imagine what if that was an instrument instead? Like I would say Young Thug probably does it the best in terms of like using his voice as an instrument and just adding ad libs just to add like noises as if he was hitting like a different kind of instrument. But that's the best argument I got.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I get that.
I think this might be another proper topic for next time, for another time with like old school versus new school. You know, because this wasn't even on the topic list.
I'm sorry. Saturday. We always have time on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Ludacris. It's Saturday.
Even Ludacris, what he did. Buster Rhymes, like Missy. Come on, man.
Mystical?
Okay, mystical. What yourself?
Did you turn up to that, Tila?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Shake the ass.
Ooh. Yeah, like I'm all good with that. Like, don't get me. I turn up, but when I hear Migos, I'm just gonna sit down. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
you know what? I will give Migos this. Like, it's because of them. Okay,
I do like
it's
that.
Because of them that I broke out into listening to other music and stuff because I couldn't stand what was on the radio. So thank you, Migos, for getting me back into K-pop and shit. But you know,
you know what? If you really like lyrics, then I would suggest you like follow some UK rap. So I would say 3-2 Wretch 3-2. Sorry. I would say a Carla. Oh, who was this guy? I found out in the YouTube the other day. I was just like, yo, kidding me? His song is called Black. I can't remember. Hold on, let me quick. I have to tell you about this one because this one, and I listened to it. I was like, you really? My life, you snatched my wig. It was a very good lyrically. I was like, ooh, okay. He's going for some. Hold on, let me see him go down my thing. Oh, you can see Adina Howard. I was to that earlier today. Oh yeah, his name is Santan Dave. Santan Dave, and he just released a song called Black, and he talks. It's a really great like Black History Month kind of anthem. Like you would really like it. But yeah, a lot of UK rappers, I would say we're heavy on the lyric, and it's probably the reason why that I'm really used to lyrics and being a lyricist as a rapper. Like, you know, battle rap and things like that. You just don't chat rubbish. Like you have some substance behind your words because that's what hip hop is about. It's about the story or telling a story, whether or not whether it's selling drugs or not graduating from high school or whatever it is that you talk about, but it's about a story. It's a poem, in my opinion. So I'm quite pure, like a purist when it comes to things like that. But I think that maybe could be my age showing. I don't know. But it is what it is. But yeah, we could shelve that though. I think that's like a podcast in its own, like rap and the state of rap where it's going. I was going to talk about. Oh Lord, I think we might have to swap that, and I think we might go on to. Is anybody going to TwitchCon? I jumped over the J topic because maybe we can put it in with the R topic at the bottom. We could talk about the P Piper.
Definitely.
The Pissy Piper.
The Pissy Piper.
Piper. Yeah, the Pissy Piper. We could talk about that with that. So yeah. But TwitchCon, anybody going? April?
Absolutely.
October?
I want to go.
You going to
I want to go.
Late September.
You're not going to April?
No, I'm not coming to Berlin. I don't have that money.
Why not, man?
I don't have that money.
Over there is free. Like,
Not
free. It's legal. It's legal prostitution.
Well, won't people be speaking mostly German?
Probably, yeah. So.
Yeah.
I'm off that.
Yeah, but they also speak English too.
I said they speak English too.
They have to.
Do not do Germany. I love Germany. Okay, they've come a long way.
Yeah, like, do you know there's a
Sorry.
That
Sorry.
that was
I mean, she ain't lying. They did.
I mean, they did.
They did. The boy was a long way.
Exactly, they did. They did a lot to try and change.
I mean, they
Years
did.
later, look where they at now.
They're still doing a lot to change. Like, keep
you
in mind,
would
like I
never
said,
even
I
know.
lived over there for a while, so
That's the one thing I have to respect about Germany as a country. Like, they understand that they mucked up, and they're like, it doesn't matter. We're gonna continuously try and make it better. Like, even if it is better. There's a lot of black people that are in Germany. There's a lot of like, I have a couple of aunties that live in Germany. Like, a lot of Ghanaian communities over in Germany. Like, a lot. So it can't be that bad if everybody's going to Germany over UK or over USA.
I loved it.
I mean,
but no, back to TwitchCon. I really want to go. I'm trying.
We're talking about San Diego TwitchCon, right?
San Diego.
I mean, all I can be talking about is the EU because I'm not going to San Diego. That's September. That's in the middle of school, so I definitely won't be able to go to that. So yeah, I don't think I will ever be able to go to TwitchCon unless I'm like full-time streamer or like a freelance. Like, I could just get up and go wherever I want.
Right.
I don't think I'll ever be able to go to
it. In 2019, you'll be there, Teela.
No, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna say yeah, sure. Like, nah, I'm not gonna be there.
So, as someone, did any of you guys go to TwitchCon in San Jose last year?
No.
I've never been to a TwitchCon.
Wow.
I actually couldn't go because there was a High Point Furniture Market. It's a big thing, and I couldn't. I had to.
You had to make that rack.
Definitely. If you have the opportunity, I mean, if you can plan for it right now, if you could save like, I don't know, $100 a month, take the time to go to TwitchCon. It is a great experience. Like, just imagine. Well, first of all, if you're aspiring to be somebody in this space, definitely take the time to go to TwitchCon. You'll learn a whole lot. There's a whole lot of vendors that are out there looking for people to, and for lack of a better word, former partnership to like put their products out there, and they'll put your face out there. It's a mutual partnership. You guys can work together. You're basically going to a space where there's a ton of creators just looking to meet new people and create more work with each other. It's a very, very positive space. And you get to explore San Diego too, although it's like more expensive than other places of the country. It'd definitely be great. So I plan on going this year. I'm not even gonna put that out there in the air that I'm gonna be hit partner. No, I just intend to go, and whatever happens, I just want to network more people, grow my network, create dope shit with other people.
That's awesome.
I want to go, but this plane ticket from here. Okay.
That's the biggest thing for me. Like, from Atlanta all the way across to there, it's like,
it's a nonstop. It'd be like what, 500?
But then you could still go to other conventions. I mean,
definitely.
I'm trying to go to BlurredCon.
TwitchCon's the big one. I want to go to Blurred too. Is that in DC?
Yeah, that's a 6-hour drive for me, so I can do that.
I was at the first one. I think it was in 2016. It was pretty small, but it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when everybody was like, "Oh, is this gonna pop off?" Because we had. I think wasn't that a year after or a year before Fire Festival and what was that? Was it Fat? What was the one that the convention that completely just dropped off the face of the earth? Like, it was so bad.
And then the one that the people still ain't got their money back.
They cancelled it the day before, day of, or the day.
AtlanticCon?
I can't remember what it was. It was so bad.
Well, and it was a woman that I can't remember. I remember Denny talking about it. TanaCon, I think it was.
What made you
they invited like 15,000 people to a venue that only hold 3,000.
Yeah.
TanaCon, that was it. She tried to have
Universal
instead of VidCon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Universal Con.
Yeah, it was Universal Con.
Okay, then.
It was. No, for sure, it was Universal FanCon. Like, I think when it was either the same year as Fire or the year before, something like that. It was so much rubbish that was going on. It was awful. So when BlurredCon came out, we were like, ooh, and I'm really glad it's it's going well. So that's good.
Do you guys cosplay?
I'm getting into it.
I haven't.
BlurredCon would be great. You'll get a lot of attention if you go.
Yeah. I'm getting into it. I've had this, like, I'm a heavy set girl, so it's taken a lot for me to be like, you know what? It's okay. I can still cosplay as Felicia, even though I have roles and stuff like that. So I really want to do something big with, like, body positivity within cosplay, but, you know, that's another venture for another time.
Do you plan on, so you want to cosplay as you are? Are you going to work to look the part, physically, I guess?
Honestly,
what's your plan?
It depends. I like to eat, and I'm lazy, so probably not. They're gonna have to like get rid of Pop-Tarts first. So.
Okay.
I mean, I used to cosplay ages ago, but not hardcore like that. And then I had a kid, and then I used to dress him up, and that's fun.
So
like dressing him up.
Definitely, when you guys go to conventions, you want to plan before you go. Like, you want to see what events they're gonna have and try to plan your days accordingly. So not all cons are the same. So
no,
I know BlurredCon is very. When I went, I don't know if it was 2016 or 2017. I can't remember what, but it was the first year that they had it. It's very, very small. So I could have easily saw every single thing I wanted to see. Like, I could have went to every single panel I wanted to go to, and still had time to mingle with people outside, and still have time to go shopping at the merch areas and things like that. But when you go to TwitchCon, for example, like, you have to set a whole day aside if you want to get stuff at the TwitchCon merch store, because everybody wants to get TwitchCon swag. Like, literally everybody. So, like, the line will be a 3-hour long line to get just one simple T-shirt and a sticker.
Why? When you can actually get it from Amazon? I don't understand. In the US, you have Amazon.com.
Because they're getting it exclusive. Well, it's exclusive there in the store, and they're getting it first. Okay. So, like, you're paying for that premium.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff. Well, I didn't even get a chance to see the store because the line was too long, and I was like, "Fuck that! I want to mingle with people." But the panels, they typically are not as long compared to, say, for example, New York Comic Con, where if you go to those panels, since you're going to see like famous people with, I wouldn't say millions of followers, but they definitely make millions of dollars a year. Like, those, like, if you're gonna go see a panel, you got to dedicate 2 hours to sit on a line like before the doors open, so you can at least
Comic-Con.
be in the nosebleeds. Yeah. So for TwitchCon, that it won't be like that. All I'm trying to express to you guys is definitely plan ahead, see the events that you want to go to, plan out your schedule, plan out time where you want to mingle with people. A lot of people on Twitter are gonna post in their name, like Syphorce, Arrow going to TwitchCon 2019. Definitely mingle with those people so you can meet up with them outside of the con or during the con, and you're definitely gonna have a great time if you do that. Also, look up places to eat and make sure you bring water with you.
Or you could just join in with whatever the Cookout is doing and just go wherever they go.
Yeah, because if I go out there, I'm most likely going myself, and my family is in LA, but that's so far away from San Jose. I'm not San Jose, but San Diego. So
I think some people are trying to. Who was it that people are trying to go to Tijuana during
major?
Wow.
trying to go to Mexico.
Yeah, Trump's gonna fuck you over for that.
Yeah, I was like, what? That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But they want to do that, and if they want to have a boys' night and they want to go do that, there was a couple of people that were like, yeah, let's go. So that would be quite fun if they want to do it. But I think Denny was kind of hinting a bit, maybe talking about having the actual cookout at TwitchCon. Not at TwitchCon, but we have like a meet up where we have a cookout. If you think that's a good idea, tweet the cookout at the cookout POC on Twitter and be like, yeah, I'm down for the cookout at the cookout.
I'm gonna bring my
Yeah, I got my plate. I'm so Denny can
bringing
see
burgers.
that. I'm big, yeah,
I'm not.
And Denny can see that. Yeah, please, you'll be cussed out. You'll be cussed out. Don't do it. And then I could be really jealous that I didn't turn up at TwitchCon. and I can watch all of that craziness that's going down. So yeah, if anybody's interested in that, just let Denny know. Don't DM Denny, okay? Just go to the Cookout Twitter and just he gonna read it. Trust me on that one. But yeah.
The meetup in the DMV that was a couple days ago. Look like that went.
No, that was last night.
Last night? Oh.
Yeah, that was last night. There was a meetup last night, and then there was a meetup in Orlando, right? Well, I mean, it was a Twitch Orlando, but the Cookout still turned up for that.
Me and JD
one coming up in Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think there was a New York meetup. It wasn't con related, but it was just like a random meetup, and the Chicago, like people in the Cookout, we meet up. They definitely meet up here in the different states. So if you're on the Discord, there's there's a channel category for city meetups and events, and if you go in your certain cities or certain areas, you can definitely go in there and have a conversation and stuff like that. So check out where's your nearest one, and if you want to come through, boop, cut it out, get together in that. Oh Lord. See? I can't believe it. But whoop. The main thing, we've got about 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes, and I kind of want to dedicate this to the one and only Pissy Pied Piper, R. Smelly, who's now incarcerated. Hopefully for the foreseeable future.
To witness it, R. Kelly's finally
in prison.
Wow.
Bars
for days. I don't think you understand. Like I was really annoyed with the Jussie. Is it Smollett or Smollett?
Smollett.
Who cares?
Smollett.
Jussie. Just whatever. I was really, really down a little bit about the situation because at first, when I first heard it, I was like, what? And then when I started looking at the pictures, like, oh, something's a bit off. Like, I'm going to be honest, I thought, oh, something's a bit off. Why is his face not more battered? Why don't I see woke marks around his neck? Things like that. I just thought it was a bit weird. But I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I was like, nah, something ain't right. It just makes it. Why would you do that? It doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't. Why would you say that someone did that? I don't get it. And then, obviously, as for things transpired, I still think that there's something going weird on. I don't like. It's either two things, and either somebody out of his team orchestrated that. Because I really don't believe he had a hand in it. Honestly, I think someone from the team did something. Like, he was probably complaining, they're not going to give me a pay rise, blah, blah, blah. And then one of the teams, like that guy from Fire who wanted to perform fellatio on the customs guy, be like, yeah, I'm going to take one of the team and let me make sure my boys get set up. Like, I honestly don't think there's someone out there to be like, yeah, let me do that. And I honestly don't think he had like a proper hardcore part to play in that. Like, I'm gonna believe that it just doesn't make. There's so much to risk for it to go wrong. It just doesn't make sense. I think someone stupid on his team did that.
Into it,
yeah, and talked to the two. Oh, why did they have to be Nigerian as well? They talked to two of the the personal trainers who happen to be bloody Nigerian, which doesn't help the Nigerian stigma at all. I was just like sitting them like, Lord, on Black History Month, not only about the gay community, the black community, and then also hyping on the Nigerian stereotype. I was like, Lord, we're giving so much ammo to these racist people out there. Lord Jesus, please. I was really down about it. Like, I was really bad. And then I had the most brilliant notification. Hey, wait, notification time. I was like, I literally said Black History Month has been redeemed. At the final hour, it has been redeemed. I am happy. And I sat there and I said, yes, Jesus, Lord, thank you. And I know he hasn't been found guilty yet, but he needs to be found guilty.
It is a start.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, people are only talking about. So if anybody doesn't already know, Smelly, and I'm not gonna say his real name. I'm just gonna let you know that he don't deserve to be called by his name that he's been telling people. His name is Smelly, PC Pied Piper. That's who he is. If anybody is still confused by who that is, then I don't know. I don't know what you could. He made a song, I Believe I Could Fly. Okay, he's R&B singer. So he not only has he been indicted, charged with the 10 counts for sexual assault. He's also got this federal. Do you guys know about this?
He what?
He has what?
Okay. I'm telling you, fam. Like, I don't think you understand how happy I am. Yeah, there's some serious happiness that is going through my veins at the moment. So he was charged with 10 counts of aggravated sexual abuse, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I could go into the hardcore facts of the four victims, because on Saturday, so the judge set bail for 1 million, and he has to post 100K for bail to get out. And they go through the list of the four victims and the charges against them. Which is, one is a 16-year-old girl during the time that he was in court for 2008. So 2008, when he was in court for 16 days.
Yeah.
About the first. Yeah. So apparently, around about that time, she tried to get his autograph, and he invited her to his home, and she's 16, and they had sex, and yeah. So that's that one. During can you imagine the bold-facedness during the time that he was going to, hey, Jesus, this man was on bail. It was 2008.
Oh, okay. I was like, was this before he illegally married Aaliyah?
Oh no, this was after he illegally married Aaliyah.
God.
And then and apparently then again in 1998, he was at a restaurant with a 16 at a restaurant, and there was a 16 birthday party for this girl, and he saw it. So you imagine 16 balloons or whatever. Like, apparently, allegedly, okay, like I say allegedly in quotations. So Kelly, Smelly's manager gave the girl his business card and told him to call him and stuff. And so she eventually went there, and he paid for her money and taxi fare, and for a full whole year they had a sexual relationship.
Whoa.
Yeah, imagine. And then the next victim was 2003. There was a hairdresser. She was trying to braid Smelly's hair, and instead he pulled down his pants, and he tried to get her to force her to give him fellatio. So there's that. Right, he's a sick man. He's a sick man. And then there was another one, and then this is where the videotapes come in, where Smelly you can see Smelly performing sexual acts with a 14-year-old girl.
Wow.
And then on top of that, there's actually Smelly's DNA found, semen DNA found on the girl, some of the accusers. Hey, let me tell you, we don't know when the shirts were turned over, whether it was like at the time of the abuse, but all I know, there is DNA evidence of that matches Smelly. His lawyer is actually tried to seek dismissal for double jeopardy law. Which I'm just gonna laugh really hard on.
How is it double jeopardy if they're just bringing it out now?
From what they for the 10 counts. I don't. The thing is, the 10 counts is like at least 3 of the victims were between the ages of 13 and 17. So I don't know what the other 6 counts are for, and I don't. And if that's the 6 counts are including the girl, including the girl from the 2008 trial, then I can see where he would say double jeopardy. But at the same time, if new evidence has come into play, double jeopardy doesn't apply. So he can go suck a whole bag of.
It's a new case.
Pissy toes.
Yeah.
Literally. But yeah, here's the tea though. People don't realize there's actually an ongoing investigation from another 3 departments other than Chicago. That's the FBI, the IRS, and Homeland. The Homeland Security.
Wow.
And let me go into it. Yeah, this is when I'm sitting there and I'm grinning. I said, "Hey, Jesus, you're going." So for the 10 aggravated, the 10 counts, he possibly could go away for 70 years, 40 for each instance if he's found guilty.
Good.
All right, okay. So what the ongoing investigations are that the FBI and the IRS are, and Homeland are sex trafficking, child exploitation, racketeering, and tax evasion. Bruv, you're done.
Wow.
And he's facing federal charges in the next coming weeks or months. And it's a separate criminal proceeding. It's not included with this 10 acts. So he has to fight this, and then if he does, he's gonna be staying in jail because he can't post that 100K because he's broke poor. Obviously, if he does, I'll be very shocked. Wow. But if he does, yeah, he's gonna be staying in there, and then he's gonna have charges on top of that. I'm laughing, bro. I'm laughing. I'm happy. I'm so happy. I'm
money go?
He hasn't been making a lot of money. The mute R. Kelly people are not gonna try and do all of that. They ain't about that life anymore. Well, the mute R. Kelly is really hurt him. They took all of his music from streaming companies as well. People don't play his music at all. So I'm really happy. I don't know. Friday, Saturday. Like I think I had a discussion on Twitter with one of my friends, SG Tiffany. She's in the Cookout, and T Carl. I'm sure if you took the Cookout, and they were saying he's going to be let off. They're in my age range, so they remembered when he was let off in 2008 and how crazy that was. But I believe that it's now been 10 to 11 years, and I think the tide has changed. I honestly, I remember back in 2008, it took them, the charges were brought up in 2002 or something like that. I think it was 2002, the charges were brought up, and there was 21 counts of the child pornography, right?
Yeah.
It took 6 years. He was posted bail. It took 6 years for him to go to trial. And in that time, that's when he dropped Trapped in the Closet. And he won awards for Trapped in the Closet for that album. Yeah? Within the 6 times, imagine, you have a court case for child pornography and people are still vibing. The way everybody was on R. Kelly's penis, his pissy penis, was unreal. Like, they were standing for him hard. Now, no one's about that life. No one's about it. And the jury of his peers are not going to. The jury of his peers are not going to be supporting him. They're not, because the tide is. We've already seen, like, everybody already knows. He's done, man. He's done. He's not the golden boy anymore. Well, he is kind of the golden boy with his pissy ass self, but I can't stand that man.
I want him to go away, and then he needs to get therapy, because just because he was molested as a child does not make any of this okay.
No, it doesn't. But I can see why it's happened. Like, I can see it's quite crazy when you hear his story. And I actually questioned myself. I think around about that time, I started learning about a lot of. I think there's a big like there's a big ring within the circles, and this is another reason why I really don't like Jay-Z. I really don't I really don't care for him. Like, so the whole Aaliyah thing, really, if you don't believe anything else, you cannot deny the Aaliyah marriage.
Right.
That's record. There's court facts. Like, how are you going to explain that?
Right.
There is no explanation. He knew how old she was. There's video proof of him saying her age live on TV. When she was 14, when she was 12. I've done my research on this, right? Because I look, if I'm going to accuse somebody, I'm going to make sure I see some of these things. He knew her age. And I've seen the court records, not live, obviously in person, but I've seen the phone calls, and people are not saying it's not true. Seen the annulled records. That really happened. Aaliyah married at the age of 15 to a 27-year-old man. Facts. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, this really happened. And then I started tracing more further onto what happened to Aaliyah. And people all remember Dame Dash. She started dating Dame Dash, right, just before she died. But people don't talk about how Jay-Z was moving to her. People don't remember that Jay-Z actually found her first, and she was still 17. People don't remember when Jay-Z actually really digged Beyonce, and she was 16, right? And then I'm starting thinking, I'm sitting there, I'm like, huh? People don't remember when Jagged Edge peeps were digging Destiny's Child, the two, Latoya, they were dating them, and they were under 16.
I wasn't born yet.
I know you weren't. I know you weren't born yet, but this is some legit shit.
Yeah.
Right? Then if we're really talking about it, then with the B2K and the the molestation that goes on with the manager, what's his name? Chris
Stokes.
Chris Stokes. And then Marcus Houston is involved in that. Bruv, I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, is
what?
this
Really? What?
Ooh.
Wow.
I'm telling you. I sat back. I said, wow, this was the culture in the 90s and the early 2000s. And probably still to this day, but now it's starting to cover up because it's like, oh my God, hashtag me too. We can't do that. Now look at Russell Simmons. Is it Russell Simmons? Yeah, Russell Simmons. Yeah. Man don't even have Def Jam anymore. He had to escape the country.
Wow.
Like, it's deep when you really sit back and you're like, wow, and we're all standing for these people. And this has been going on even since the 80s. What's her name? Who did Roxanne? Oh, what's her name?
Roseanne Barr?
Yeah, is it her?
Oh, wait.
No.
You mean Roseanne or Roxanne? Who's Roxanne?
No, Roxanne. There's a record called Roxanne.
I don't know who sings
it's a rap song. She was the first, what I consider the first female battle rapper, and she discovered Nas back in the 80s. And she was like 12 or 13.
Are you talking about Roxanne Shante?
Shante, there you go. Oh. Yes, her. And she was like 15 or that when she got pregnant by a man that was like, I think he was managing her.
Ooh.
And people in the industry let it happen. I'm telling you, it's the culture. Like, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is deeper. Like, the reason why he's really got away with what he's got away with is because a lot of people are doing that. There's no way you can sit there and be okay with that. Sit there and what was it? What was that song that Smelly sang? Touching on the Booty or whatever it was. he actually literally had underage girls in the studio booth, and he was touching on the booty while he was singing, touching on the booty. And there are people in there watching him do this.
Money will make you do some seriously evil things. Like
I'm telling you, and I hope he sings. I hope he is the person that I think he is, and he starts singing all the names that has come to pass, and he snitches on a lot of people, because these people also need to go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Our Smelly's manager needs to go to jail. Everybody needs to go to jail because you knew about it. In fact, you're worse than the person who's doing it themselves, because you sat there. You are not twisted in your head. You don't do them things, but you're letting those things be done. Me, I swear, I can't even, like, just thinking about it just makes me mad.
You imagine everybody tied to him that knew about it?
Every single person knew about that.
Oh, how can you stand for something like that? That just makes me sick to my stomach.
Even the record companies knew about it.
Mm-hmm.
They were probably doing it too.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the people up there. It's the culture, and that is sickening. I hope a lot of people go to jail over this, and I hope he goes to jail for sure. Ooh, rant over. Oh Lord.
Yeah, this definitely needs to be held in a public trial, so that, like, all the investigation can be for everybody to see. Because you're right, it's not just one man being the sexual predator. Like, it's honestly a team effort. Like,
it's a ring.
For this to happen and to cover it up, it's a team effort.
It's a ring. This is not it's a ring. There's multiple people included in this, and they're all higher up too. A lot of people that have got a lot of things to lose, because there's no way he hasn't been thrown under the bus. If he didn't have people of power under his thumb, he would have been thrown under that bus a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
A long time. Listen, he's had so many charges and charges and charges. Like, at least Hamilton, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 instances where either we all know that he's done something really bad, like in terms of Aaliyah, or he's been sued, or it's been taken to court. Can you imagine? Hey, Jesus. I'm telling you, he's got some people under his thumb. For sure, he's got some serious dirt on people, the way he's been allowed to do what he's doing.
But is it worth it? Like, just because
it is worth it because of money. To them, like, it's money because they're worth it. Money.
Money. I hate. Oh, that's why I hate it. Money can make you do some despicable.
I think this could be taken even one step further to there has to be like a poverty aspect to it too, because how is it as a parent that you give up your child for money also? Like the parents are definitely getting paid off to, like, basically put these put their own children in the sex rings like this, and they just turn a blind eye to it. Like, how does the situation become that bad for you where you would do that to something that you created from your own flesh and blood? It's disgusting.
To my understanding, he's of course had people, these women living in his house or whatever, and having them in the rooms and all that stuff. But there, a lot of times the parents don't know that their daughters have left or something, and they only to find out they're with this, sick guy, and whenever somebody reports about it and they go to his house, it's like a wellness check. As long as they come to the door and say, I'm good, and don't have anything visible on them, they can't get him for anything because they're still there.
At the present moment, his sex code, the people are over 18. But there was a point in time, and this is where the Homeland Security have charges on him, where some of those girls were actually under 18. And because if you're under 18 and you pass through state borders, that's technically child exploitation. Right. And under the Slave Trade Act, it's human trafficking. So that's where they're getting him on that. So there are sometimes that the parents have just turned up. In my opinion, I'm a parent. I think you don't know where your child is, what your child is doing.
Right.
That's just that to me. That's crazy talk. That's number one, and number two. I don't think you understand how influential R. Smelly was back in the day, in his heyday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. He's probably on the same status as Michael Jackson in that regard of how revered R. Smelly was. He made, I believe, everybody. He passed through all genres of music. White people loved him. Black people, everybody loves R. Smelly, right? He was probably one of the most powerful person in R&B culture, in the music industry in the late 90s, early 2000s. In my opinion, he had overtaken Jackson in that regard, because even he was writing for Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
You Were Not Alone. I used to love that song. When I heard that, I was disgusted.
Years.
When I was like, he was actually talking about an underage girl that got pregnant by him, and he wrote that. Let's not talk about it, because I'm gonna get mad.
Did Michael? Oh my God.
Huh. Let's not go back down to Michael Jackson. Some people might have to fight me, but you know, people trusted him.
Mm-hmm.
People trusted him, and not to say that that's a good enough excuse, but with Aaliyah, not to drag her through the mud, because rest in peace. I think she was hard done by, and I think a lot of people let her down. 100% let her down, and I'm going to say included the parents, because you can't tell me that you were with her for every single day, because that's what the statement was made. She never left my side, but yet she was married. But that doesn't make sense,
right?
You understand? So you know, with your guilt, and I'm sorry to say that the mother has some guilt of how she let down her daughter, and she can't come to terms with it. And I hope one day she does, and she can forgive herself. But your daughter was left alone with this man, 100. And there was even a rumor that she was actually pregnant, and she had an abortion, and that's why they got married.
Wow.
That's alleged, but it's a rumor. So that's it's deeper than it is, and he just needs to go to jail. Point blank. Period. He needs to go. He needs to not come out ever again, and a lot of people need to go to jail over this. But
you're right.
But how does anybody feel about the Jussie thing?
I'm gonna wait for all the facts to come out. I'm gonna wait for the investigation to take place, because it still feels convoluted. Like, I'm not completely sure that he's lying. Yeah. It seems like it doesn't seem like we have the whole story as to how this incident came to occur in the first place, but it seems like what we know for sure is that it wasn't no MAGA people that did it, and that was what most people on the left were like. Ooh, black gay dude gets beat up by a white MAGA racist. Okay, that's not the story anymore. So I'm just gonna wait for the whole story to come out, because I thought that's what it was in the first place. So I'm gonna be patient.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. So I'm leaning more on Jussie's side, but at the same time, I don't trust the Chicago police force after the things that I've been hearing about them. When Denny turned to me and said, "I don't trust the Chicago police force," this is why I'm gonna believe Denny, because Denny live and breathe just Chicago. He's from Chicago, right? So he knows about it, right? And he told me the things that have gone on, and I've done some research on just the crazy things that have gone on, the evidence fabrication, and all of these things to try and get their man, quote unquote. So when I'm sitting there, and actually, I think it was either yesterday or the end of Friday, the FBI stated that the Chicago police force have over embellished the fact that he paid for the brothers to attack him. In fact, they found out that there's a possibility that it wasn't for an attack, that he paid them for a session, like a gym session. So and they're saying that the Chicago police force know about this, but yet they're building their own narrative to go forward. So when I heard that, I was like, okay. So I'm still on the fence. I'm more on Jussie's fence. I do have some doubts and questions, like that don't make no sense. But I'm more on the fence of I think somebody in his team orchestrated it. I don't think he did. I don't think he's the one to blame, personally.
I don't know. Like, we're all in shock about it. Like, we don't know what to believe. But I just think it's crazy how they got to this conclusion that he lied about it and all this stuff so fast. But when it comes to other things, it's like it takes forever to get, facts and evidence and things like that. And based upon, his sexual orientation and stuff, it's just like, why?
Yeah, it's damaging.
Why is it so fast that he's black, he's gay, you're going after him so hard, but when it comes to other things, it's like, oh, we're still investigating. Like, okay, what?
Yeah, what was it? What was the guy that got? Who was trying to bomb, trying to do some infiltration and assassinate some people in that? Some white guy. Recently, I can't remember the guy's name. There was one guy, and then there was that is it NBA or what was that guy that owns a team, the sports team? I don't know all of that shit stuff in the USA. He's a leader. He's an owner. He's one of them owners. Is it an NFL owner or NBA over owner or something like that?
Oh, the owner of the Clippers who came out and he turned out he was racist?
No, yeah, I think he's in jail for prostitution.
Oh, you're talking about Robert Kraft. That's the owner of
there we go.
The Patriots.
Yeah,
he got arrested.
Yeah, he got arrested for prostitution.
Okay.
Wow.
That happened after Jussie, and then R. Kelly like overshone him and said, hold my beer. Let me do one up. But yeah.
But I mean, that should honestly be a bigger story. Having a billionaire running a prostitution ring in Florida when it's already illegal in Las Vegas. He's a billionaire. He could have done exactly that out in the open someplace else and made a little bit less money. But we gotta put black people out there and make them out to be the villains.
Mm-hmm. Of course. And that's why, as much as our Smelly is an absolute pissy person, I was just like, oh, Black History Month, this is not a good look at the same time. I was happy, but as someone that really doesn't like black people, they're probably sitting there like, yeah, that it's like a battle one, like an extra tally mark, and it was just like, ugh, can you just not have waited till end of the month? Right. But it's so good. I'm glad that our Smelly is in jail. I really am. But the Jussie one is really damaging, not only to the black community, but to the gay community. Like, I don't think you understand. If this is really true, like everything that he's been charged for is actually really true, like you've just destroyed so much work that they have been trying to prove that this, this hate, this bigotry, this abuse, all of this has happened. Like, you've literally just mucked everything up for anybody else that comes out and says this has happened to me now. Mm-hmm. Like, they're gonna be like, oh, you another Jussie? Like, I don't think you understand. That is so damaging. Mm-hmm. And it really is offensive to people that are actually suffering with this day in and day out. Like, it's so offensive. Like, what were you thinking, bro? Like,
But why didn't he have enough sense in himself to be like, I don't think it's a good idea? Like,
but imagine if you were attacked and all you could see is about the clover and MAGA hats, and I don't know, maybe he thought that's what happened, or maybe the people that was. But I don't even know what he was going through his head. I need to watch that interview that he did do before he was arrested. I do know that it's out there. I can't remember where it was from, but he did do an interview before he was arrested during the week. But yeah, we could go on and on about this. I think this is something probably next week Saturday when the live show of it comes out. We'll probably have more on it, and I know for sure Syphorce will be representing for sure and talking about it.
I know something I definitely would like to explore is how the cycle of trauma just continues, like when someone is affected as a child, like like child molestation cases, and people are affected at a really young age, and how they continue that abuse throughout their years. I remember when Chris Brown, when he got caught out there abusing Rihanna, he talked about, like, after he was like on this like redemption tour,
but
how
he's
he
still
used to
doing
see,
it though. He's still abusive.
yeah, he's still doing it, but how he used to see his mom get beat by his father. And I know, like, in my own family where that happens, where, like, domestic violence cases happen, like, those people committing those crimes, they saw their parents do it, and they saw their parents do it. Like, we always end these stories at, okay, this guy was a bad guy, and they committed this violent act, and they need to go in jail. But, like, how do we prevent that further? Like, people who have already been affected, how do we prevent them from going down the same path?
That's a good topic.
I believe it's not talked about enough, and like more research needs to be put into that. So I'd be interested in talking about that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we could do our Googles and conversations. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think we're coming to an end now. Good solid 2-hour talk. I've had fun.
Yeah,
just
right
by. Hopefully, the podcast can get a little bit tighter in structure and things like that. But ultimately, I think there's a good starting point, and we can always, go further with this. My overall vision is we can have this Cookout podcast, and I think we can even have other types of podcasts that can focus on different things like relationships or just gaming or like complete comic stuff. And I think maybe we could have this podcast as a general, like, cultural, pop culture, or like a what's going on, and just a general chit chat, I guess. But yeah, I'm always open for any ideas, for the podcast ideas as well. I'm really really interested in, if anybody's got any in any ideas. Just because we just have this podcast doesn't mean that we can't have more, right? And I think it's important that some people might not be interested in podcasts, like just talking about general events and pop culture. People who actually want to talk about hardcore relationships, or maybe hardcore mental health issues, or have a little bit more, or maybe even finance, things like that.
Oh, finance is big. We need to do that.
Yeah, like, that could be a legit thing. So I'm really looking forward to anybody hitting me up in my DMs. Wink, wink.
Hey, slide them DMs head first.
Head and slide.
I'm missing. I'm not really, but anyway. So I think we're gonna leave it here. On Saturday, have we discussed the time for the after show? We haven't. Okay, so I'm not gonna say a time. Just keep like yeah or no. HarleighQuynn and Syphorce, they will be hosting, to my knowledge, unless anything changes, they'll be hosting a live show where we will talk about what went on in this podcast, and you can shout to like, yo, Teeny's chatting rubbish, what's going on? Don't say that. I'm gonna be I'll be absolutely crying. But be kind if you are gonna give me some feedback. But yeah, you guys can talk about that, and we can maybe have a little bit more different comments or whatever. I don't know what time we're gonna release this. When we release this, we'll probably put the after show when the time will be, but it's definitely gonna be on this Saturday coming, which is what day is it? It's the March.
Yep, it'll be March 2nd.
March
2nd. Okay. Yeah, March 2nd. And going on, the format will typically be, we'll drop the podcast at the end of and then the first Saturday when we drop that podcast, there'll be the show then. So does that make sense? I don't know. Because sometimes I speak Teelia talk, But yeah. So thanks guys for coming on.
This was fun. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having me. Yeah,
for sure. And a big shout out to Major in the background who's recording this. Mr. Production man. He's helping us out there, and he's gonna be putting it all together and all that. So yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Alrighty. See you next time.
All right.
Later.
Bye.